In the midst of chaos, have you ever felt an unshakable peace wash over you? Imagine a shield of divine protection surrounding you, guiding your every step through life's stormy seas. Today, we're diving into a powerful message of hope and strength, something that could change the way you face each day. Have you ever wondered where true courage comes from? Or how faith can transform your reality? Stick around, because we're unraveling the secrets hidden in one of the most uplifting psalms, a beacon of light in times of darkness. Think about it. What if every prayer you whispered was heard and answered? What if there was a roadmap to divine refuge that's been waiting for you all along? Let's explore this together. Ready to uncover a divine promise that could be your anchor in any storm? Let's get started. The historical context and authorship of Psalm 20 offer a fascinating glimpse into the ancient world. Traditionally, this psalm is attributed to King David, the renowned ruler of Israel. David's reign was marked by numerous military campaigns and political challenges, making it highly plausible that he would compose a prayer seeking divine intervention for victory and protection. The exact circumstances surrounding the psalm's creation are not explicitly detailed in the text, but the urgent plea for divine aid suggests it could have been written during a time of imminent battle or national crisis. Understanding the historical backdrop provides richer insights into the psalm's emotional and spiritual depth. During David's era, Israel was often at war with neighboring tribes and nations, making the need for divine assistance a constant concern. The psalm's invocation for God's help reflects the ancient Near Eastern belief in the God's active participation in earthly affairs. Unlike modern secular viewpoints, the people of David's time saw divine favor as crucial for success in any endeavor, particularly in warfare. David's role as both a king and a poet adds another layer of complexity to the psalm. As a leader, he was responsible for the safety and well-being of his people, and as a poet, he had the eloquence to articulate their collective hopes and fears. This duality is evident in Psalm 20, where David not only prays for his own success but also for the welfare of his nation. His authorship lends the psalm an authoritative voice, making it a powerful piece of spiritual literature that has resonated through the ages. Before we dive into today's content, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you enjoy our videos and want to see more exciting content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. It's the best way to support us and stay updated on all the new meditations and videos we share. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for being part of our community, and now, enjoy the video. The literary structure of Psalm 20 is both intricate and purposeful, designed to enhance its thematic elements. The psalm is composed of 9 verses, which can be divided into 3 main sections: a communal prayer for the king, expressions of confidence in God's power, and a concluding plea for divine intervention. This tripartite structure helps to organize the psalm's various appeals and declarations, making it easier for the reader or listener to follow its progression. The first section, verses 1 to 5, is a communal prayer where the people intercede on behalf of their king. This part is marked by a series of petitions, each beginning with the word "may," indicating a hopeful request for God's assistance. The repetitive structure underscores the earnestness of the prayer, creating a rhythm that reinforces the urgency of their pleas. The second section, verses 6 to 8, shifts to expressions of confidence in God's power. Here, the tone changes from petition to proclamation, as the psalmist declares their trust in God's ability to grant victory. The final verse, verse 9, serves as a concluding plea, summarizing the psalm's main themes and reinforcing the community's reliance on divine intervention. The careful arrangement of these sections not only enhances the psalm's emotional impact but also its theological message, emphasizing the importance of both communal prayer and individual faith. The central theme of Psalm 20 is a prayer for divine victory and protection, encapsulating the collective hopes and fears of a community facing imminent danger. This theme is evident from the very first verse, where the psalmist calls upon God to answer in times of trouble. The focus on divine intervention highlights the community's reliance on a higher power to ensure their safety and success, particularly in the context of warfare. The theme of divine protection is further explored through the various petitions and declarations found throughout the psalm. Each verse builds on the idea that true security and victory come not from human strength or military prowess but from God's favor and intervention. This is particularly evident in verses 6 to 8, where the psalmist contrasts the trust in chariots and horses with the trust in the name of the Lord. This juxtaposition serves to underscore the central message that faith in God is the ultimate source of strength and protection. The theme also resonates on a personal level, as it reflects the universal human desire for security and divine favor. Whether in times of war or peace, the need for protection and victory is a constant concern, making the Psalm's message timeless and universally relevant. The emphasis on prayer and faith as means to achieve these goals offers a spiritual roadmap for individuals and communities seeking divine assistance in their own lives. Psalm 20 is essentially an intercessory prayer for the king, seeking God's help and blessing for their leader. This is evident from the very beginning, where the people collectively ask God to protect their king in times of trouble. The communal nature of this prayer highlights the king's central role in the nation's well-being, as his success or failure directly impacts the entire community. The emphasis on the king's protection underscores the belief in divine right and favor as essential components of effective leadership. In ancient Israel, the king was seen not just as a political leader but also as a spiritual representative of the people. His ability to lead effectively was believed to be directly linked to his relationship with God. Therefore, praying for the king's protection was also a way of ensuring the nation's overall prosperity and stability. The specific petitions for the king's protection also reflect the various challenges and responsibilities he faced. From seeking divine counsel to ensuring military success, the prayer covers a wide range of needs that are crucial for effective leadership. This comprehensive approach not only underscores the king's importance but also highlights the community's collective dependence on divine favor for their well-being. The theme of trust in God is a cornerstone of Psalm 20, contrasting human reliance on military might with faith in divine intervention. This is most clearly articulated in verses 7 to 8, where the psalmist declares that while some trust in chariots and horses, they trust in the name of the Lord. This stark contrast serves to emphasize the futility of relying solely on human resources for protection and victory. Trust in God is portrayed as a more reliable and powerful source of security than any earthly means. The psalmist's confidence in divine intervention reflects a deep-seated belief that God's power surpasses all human capabilities. This trust is not just a passive hope but an active faith that shapes the community's actions and decisions. By placing their trust in God, they align themselves with a higher power that they believe will guide and protect them. This theme of trust also serves as a call to faith for the reader or listener. It challenges them to evaluate where they place their trust and to consider the benefits of relying on divine intervention over human means. In a modern context, this message remains relevant as individuals and communities navigate various challenges, reminding them of the enduring power and reliability of divine assistance. The invocation of God's name is a recurring motif in Psalm 20, underscoring its significance as a source of power and protection. The psalmist frequently calls upon the name of the God of Jacob as a means to invoke divine favor and assistance. This invocation is not merely a ritualistic formula but a profound expression of faith in God's ability to intervene in human affairs. In ancient Israel, names were believed to carry intrinsic power and significance. The name of God, in particular, was seen as a direct channel to divine presence and action. By invoking God's name, the psalmist taps into this spiritual power, seeking to bring divine intervention into their earthly circumstances. This practice reflects a deep-seated belief in the efficacy of calling upon God's name as a means to secure protection and victory. The repeated invocation of God's name also serves to reinforce the community's collective faith. It acts as a unifying element, bringing the people together in a shared act of worship and petition. This communal aspect of invoking God's name highlights the importance of collective faith and prayer in seeking divine assistance. In a modern context, this practice continues to hold significance, reminding individuals and communities of the enduring power of calling upon the divine in times of need. One of the compelling aspects of Psalm 20 is the earnest request for a divine response. This isn't just a casual hope, it's a plea filled with urgency and expectation. The community prays for God to answer you in the day of trouble, a line that reflects their deep belief in God's responsiveness. They aren't just throwing their prayers into the void, they expect an answer, a tangible sign that God is listening and will act. This request for divine response is crucial because it underscores the relational aspect of faith. The people believe that their prayers can influence God's actions, that there is a reciprocal relationship between divine and human realms. This dynamic interaction is at the heart of many biblical prayers and gives the psalm a vibrancy and immediacy that resonates even today. In modern times, people still seek signs that their prayers are heard, that there is a higher power tuned into their needs and struggles. Psalm 20 is rich in symbolism and imagery, which adds layers of meaning to its verses. Take, for instance, the banners mentioned in the psalm. In ancient warfare, banners were not just practical tools for identification, they were symbols of unity, strength, and divine favor. When the psalmist talks about setting up banners in the name of God, it's a vivid image of rallying under divine protection. It's as if they are saying, we march forward not just as an army but as a people under God's banner. Another powerful symbol is the name of the God of Jacob. This isn't just a casual reference, invoking the God of Jacob ties the present community to their ancestral roots and the covenant promises made to their forefathers. It's a reminder of the enduring relationship between God and the people of Israel, a bond that has stood the test of time and trials. The liturgical use of Psalm 20 is another fascinating aspect. In Jewish and Christian traditions, this psalm is often recited during times of communal worship, particularly when seeking divine intervention. In Jewish liturgy, it might be used during services that focus on national or communal crises. In Christian contexts, it could be part of prayers for leaders or during significant national events. What makes its liturgical application so interesting is how it bridges the ancient and the contemporary. When congregations recite Psalm 20, they are connecting with a tradition that spans millennia, yet they are also making it relevant to their current circumstances. This duality of ancient text and modern application gives the psalm a timeless quality, reinforcing its message of trust and divine protection in any era. Speaking of relevance, Psalm 20 has much to offer in today's world. While we might not be going into battle with chariots and horses, the underlying themes of seeking protection, guidance, and victory in difficult situations are universally applicable. Whether it's personal struggles, community challenges, or even national crises, the Psalm's message is one of hope and trust in a higher power. In a world that often feels uncertain and tumultuous, the assurance that there is a divine presence willing to intervene can be incredibly comforting. The psalm encourages individuals and communities to look beyond their immediate circumstances and place their trust in something greater. This act of faith can be a powerful source of strength and resilience, helping people navigate through life's complexities. Psalm 20 is not an isolated piece, it shares thematic and structural similarities with other psalms, particularly those that focus on prayer and trust in God. Take Psalm 18, for instance, which is a song of thanksgiving for God's deliverance. Both psalms emphasize divine intervention and protection, but while Psalm 18 is a retrospective celebration of God's help, Psalm 20 is a proactive prayer seeking that help. Then there's Psalm 21, which can be seen as a companion piece to Psalm 20. While Psalm 20 is a prayer for victory, Psalm 21 is a thanksgiving for that victory. The two psalms together form a complete cycle of petition and praise, reflecting the rhythm of prayer and fulfillment that is central to the spiritual life. This interplay between different psalms enriches our understanding of each one, showing how they collectively express a wide range of human emotions and spiritual experiences. Finally, let's delve into the scholarly interpretations of Psalm 20. Over the centuries, biblical scholars have offered various exegeses of this psalm, each adding depth to our understanding. Some focus on its historical context, exploring how the psalm might have been used in ancient Israel's worship and warfare. Others take a more theological approach, examining its themes of divine kingship and covenant relationship. One interesting perspective is the idea that Psalm 20 reflects a royal liturgy used during coronation ceremonies or military campaigns. This interpretation suggests that the psalm was not just a spontaneous prayer but part of a formal ritual, designed to invoke God's blessing on the king and the nation. This view adds a layer of ritualistic significance to the psalm, highlighting its role in the communal and political life of ancient Israel. Modern scholars also explore the psalm's literary elements, such as its use of parallelism and repetition. These techniques are not just stylistic choices but serve to reinforce the psalm's themes and make its message more impactful. For example, the repetitive use of "may" in the petitions creates a rhythmic urgency, emphasizing the community's deep need for divine intervention. In summary, Psalm 20 is a rich tapestry of historical context, literary artistry, and profound spiritual themes. Whether viewed through the lens of ancient Israelite culture or modern faith practices, its message of trust in divine protection and victory remains compelling and relevant. The psalm invites us to place our hopes and fears before a higher power, confident that our prayers will be heard and answered. So, as we reflect on the powerful words of Psalm 20, let's carry its wisdom and strength into our daily lives. Think about this for a moment: how often do we truly seek divine intervention in our struggles, and how often do we rely solely on our own strength? Imagine what could happen if we trusted a little more in the higher power, in that divine refuge, just like David did. What battles are you facing right now that seem insurmountable? Is there a way you can ask for that divine support and truly believe that it will come? Take a deep breath and envision the victories that await you. Visualize the support and strength pouring into your life from a source greater than yourself. The next time you feel overwhelmed, remember the words of Psalm 20, "May the Lord grant all your requests." Now, I want you to think about the people in your life who might need to hear this message. Who could benefit from the powerful reminder that they are not alone in their struggles? Share this video with them and spread the inspiration. Before you go, let me ask you this: what is one step you can take today to align your heart with the faith and trust that Psalm 20 encourages? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation. Stay blessed and keep seeking that divine refuge. Until next time, my friends.